People feel citizens should remain at polling stations, and the very intensity of this debate reveals a deeper issue: weaker leadership and management of the electorate.
We appeal to citizens to cast their votes peacefully and go home, not to hang around the polling stations.
Do not surrender your voice to fear, bribery, or incitement.
Local and international election observers will also be present, and so will the media. So there is no need for people to hang around saying they are protecting votes. The process is transparent.
Okubagamba nti kuba akalulu dayeka beeraka ojja kuwulirira eyo obanga abagobawo osobola okukola emikolo ejjibba akalulu kaabwe abantu mubalike babiriwo.
The Inter-Religious Council, headed by Kazimba Mugalu and other religious leaders, came out to go against the words of the CDF and the regime, where they came out to say that after voting, people should go back home, contrary to the constitution. I feel happy that these people are coming out with a voice because people really need them amid these challenges. It's where we run church and the mosque where things go south. So I was happy to see the Archbishop of Uganda, Kazimba Mugalu, making an endeavor to streamline our democracy because these people think we are animals. In fact, let me first play you the tape when Kazimba Mugalu was saying this. Listen to the tape very carefully because it's going to form a basis for a discussion. Here's the tape.
People feel citizens should remain at polling stations, and the very intensity of this debate reveals a deeper issue: weaker leadership and management of the electorate. When people feel compelled to gather their votes, it signals anxiety about whether institutions will do their duty faithfully. To the Electoral Commission, we call upon you to take charge of the electoral process. Our country has bled enough. We have received saddening reports of arbitrary arrests, abductions, and detention without communication to family or legal counsel.
So that is the Archbishop of Uganda. In summary, is coming out to tell the Electoral Commission to show cause, because it is like the Electoral Commission came out to cede elections to the security personnel, to an extent that the CDF can come out and say that after election you go away, contrary to the constitution. Our constitution allows us to be around the polling station 20 meters. And I've done several videos asking those with their voices, Church of Uganda, Catholic Church, Muslims, cultural institutions, to come out and add a voice. Whenever these institutions keep quiet, this dictatorship wants to step on our necks. Can you imagine? We smell some sinister motive if a CDF comes out to say that after voting you go away. Literally, the religious council is kicking General Museveni's regime and his son in the mouth that what you are saying is not right. And indeed it's not right. People must defy these unlawful orders. These people think they are going to be in power forever. Let's continue with what Kazimba Mugalu was saying.
Practices have no place in a democracy, and they offend both the Constitution and the moral law that calls us to honor human dignity. To the citizens of Uganda, do not surrender your voice to fear, bribery, or incitement. Make informed choices, reject manipulation, and hold fast to peace. Resist the temptation to inflame tensions, confront misinformation, and serve the public with clarity rather than noise.
So, that is the Archbishop Kazimba Mugalu, literally saying that the citizens should not develop cold feet. They shouldn't surrender to unconstitutional orders. For me, first of all, I blame the Electoral Commission, most especially the incompetent Byabakama, a High Court judge. He ceded away the powers of the Electoral Commission to the statutory operatives. In fact, it is the statutory running an election. When you see where Bobi Wine goes, the beatings, the control, and yet the Electoral Commission is quiet. Shame on you, Byabakama. Do you know that when Byabakama also stood up to speak, he continued to say that after people voting, they should go away. He was reading from the same book the CDF was reading, not from the Constitution. Yet, as the High Court judge, he ought to have read the Constitution. The Constitution allows people to stay around the polling station 20 meters away. Because General Museveni is coming, he came out to say that they stole, he first said after election 1 million vote. Now he's coming out to say 2.7 million vote. Bobi Wine is also alleging the same. So if both of us are saying that the election were stolen, it gives us the reason to stay around so that our election cannot be stolen. But because they fear, you know, evil men can even run away into hiding when nobody is chasing them. This regime is so evil that they even fear what is going to come out of an election without even a finger being snapped. So first of all, the Intelligence Council is finally coming out to do its noble duty. I've always called upon these leaders. I was even happy to see Serwadda, one of the pastors of the regime, coming out with that statement. I was so surprised because for a long time I was always decided with the bad characters of the regime. Okay? In fact, Serwadda said this statement. You also listen to it because it will form a base for a discussion and for us to make an informed decision. Here is the tape.
Tubasaba ngamya abantu mbayamba okusanyukira bye baliko abantu akalulu kaabwe bakasaamu nnyo ekitiibwa kuba buli muntu alina kamu okubagamba nti kuba akalulu dayeeka beeraka ojja kuwulirira eyo obanga abagobawo osobola okukola emikolo ejjibba akalulu kaabwe abantu mbalike babiriwo mu kabale omuntu aveewo ng'ategedde tebamulidde oba yawangudde. Twawulidde n'okwennyamira ekatakwi eggulu embalala efootpoto ekawempe emukono n'awalala okukubibwa okw'abantu n'okubalumya. Tugamba nti ebyo bikome. Uganda ekooye ereeteekwa okukomya okuyiwa omusaayi oguyise gumala okutiisatiisa abantu n'okubakangakanga biva mu nkola ya bunafu omuntu ng'atidde nti bamusinze ensumika ekyo kiteekwa kubaako wekikoma.
Omulimu gwaffe kwe kuleeta obubaka.
First of all, yoyo Serwadda ne Kazimba Mugalu bayogedde nga bagezaako okulaga they are trying to show us that what the regime is doing is not good. In fact, it's done by a panicky regime. You know, Museveni knows power. He knows what it means. He knows the support Bobi Wine has. In fact, I laughed at people who come out to say that Museveni is not fearing. The things that are being done to the opposition are because of desperation. For those who are forgetting, MUHOOZI came out to say that after voting you should go back home, contrary to the Constitution. He wanted to abrogate this. Our Constitution, he said this.
We appeal to citizens to cast their votes peacefully and go home, not to hang around the polling stations. The vote counting and tallying process will be transparent and is done in the open. Each individual candidate's agents will be present, and these include presidential, the directly elected MPs, and women MPs. That is on the 15th of January, 1 month from now, 1 month from today. Local and international election observers will also be present, and so will the media. So there is no need for people to hang around saying they are protecting votes. The process is transparent, and all these measures are in place to make sure that that transparency is clear for all to see. Therefore, there will be enough scrutiny to ensure that the election process is transparent, free and fair, and above all, credible. Those who try to cause trouble, as I've heard some people proclaim, will be dealt with swiftly and with all the tools at our disposal and in accordance with the law.
That is General MUHOOZI, the son to the president. In fact, Uganda is a laughing stock. General Museveni is the president. Okay? His son is a CDF. His wife is a minister. His brother, Operation Wealth Creation. So Uganda is an entity of a particular family. For me, I feel happy. Just imagine if even other denominations came out to speak. I didn't see Mubaji. Because a person like Mubaji, since he had a loan, he was put in the pocket of the regime, he cannot speak. Imagine if the Katukiro of Soga came out to speak against this. Imagine the Katukiro of Toro, Bunyoro, etc. These guys are keeping quiet. Yes, yet their voices are needed in this juncture, as Uganda is taking a different turn. So first of all, I thank Kazimba Mugaru. I thank the Catholic Church has always come out to speak. I thank the Buganda Kingdom has been on the forefront of speaking against the injustices. Let other institutions copy the Emorimori of Teso, the Omukuka of Umbare, of Bugisu, Lilalang, all cultural institutions should speak out. I thank the cultural institution of the Acholi in Gulu. It came out to speak about the evils that were done to Bobi Wine in Gulu. Yet we are in the season of an election. Just imagine if you are not in an election, because even our constitution allows us to move around even if you are not in the season of an election. But they continue blocking us. Even in the season of an election where everyone has a right to campaign, people are continuing to do the injustices against the opposition. So I thank Kazimba Mugaru. I thank the Intelligence Council for coming out with this statement. And I beseech them, this must not be the last statement. On Sundays, they should come out and preach. Because under injustices, nobody is a winner. Under sinking ship, nobody should be happy. Because you will be all sinking. Okay? This is what I've always been looking for. These people take us for granted. They make the laws and they come back to break the same laws they made themselves. Sometimes they can even make a law contrary to what the people want, and they continue even breaking the laws that are favoring them. We are not animals. Elections must be unfair and fair. In fact, evidence must be collected. In the most unlikely event, General Museveni wins this election so that it can be cancelled. We cannot continue for a court to uphold silly elections to give more power to the regime to do more brutality. That cannot happen. Okay? Of course, that's my opinion. Remain yours truly, Mr. Makindi, Kabye Sulaiman Mawagali. I'll see you on another one. Peace.